Over the past couple of years, 4x4 Australia magazine has had the pleasure of doing a couple of great project cars. We did a Hilux, a Ranger, and we've just completed our D-Max build. We've been working with some of the best brands in the four-wheel drive aftermarket accessories industry to build the cars up just as owners would when they want to take their cars out back. Well, here we are with our next project car. We've jumped back into the Isuzu stable again, going with the wagon, the MU-X. As the base spec car, the LSM starts at $55,000 and it's really well suited to our needs. It comes with practical 17-inch wheels and tyres as opposed to 18s or 20s on the higher spec levels. Got a plain black grille in the front, manual tailgate, basic things that work well with us and are going to allow us to kit the car up as we like. Once again, we're going to be working with some great brands on the MU-X build. We've got some Maxxis tyres waiting to go on the wheels. It's going to get a full MSA set up in the back with drawers, fridge slide barriers and so forth. Roller roof racks are back in the shop waiting to go on top. Century batteries are giving us a replacement battery to go in there, better suited for off-road use. Pacemaker exhaust system going underneath. And that's just the start of some of the gear we're putting into this car. It's going to be real good fun doing a wagon instead of a ute this time. The MU-X is really a family-friendly 7-seat four-wheel drive, so really we thought we should give it a drive, see how it goes in a standard form before we start kitting it up. Let's go out and hit the tracks. The Isuzu vehicles, the D-Max and the MU-X, have got a reputation for being reliable, good, honest workhorse four-wheel drives, and that tradition continues in these latest models. They've updated and carried over that venerable 3-litre diesel engine, and they've upgraded the outputs of that to now be making 450 Newton metres, 140 kilowatts of power. So yeah, it gets along okay. They're sort of modest numbers compared to some of the competition that are making up to 500 Newton metres. But this is good, reliable power that's there when you need it. The Ace and 6-speed transmission really does what you want it to. It's intuitive and decisive when you want to get a bit sporty with it, and you've got manual selection shifting as well. The 4-wheel drive system is a standard part-time setup with 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive high range and 4-wheel drive low range. We're in 4-wheel drive high range here on these greasy tracks today. It's just the sort of thing we need. These cars have always been good 4-wheel drives. They've got good ground clearance, good solid underpinnings, got that Isuzu truck, well-built characteristics about them. They've got great clearance levels, good approach and departure angles. Isuzu quotes the weighting depth for the MU-X as 800 millimetres, which is pretty much class leading. But I'm personally a bit sceptical of that with its forward-facing air intake for the engine, so we'll probably be looking for a snorkel to put on this car just to protect ourselves a little bit more there. But really, the MU-X is a great base to build an excellent touring 4-wheel drive wagon. That's why we're going to be working with some of these great brands to build up the car just to what we want, and as you build a touring 4-wheel drive in Australia. Cruising along these rough gravel roads, it's a bit greasy today, it's slippery, so we really can't wait to get those Maxxis tyres on here. But the suspension of the Isuzu does a pretty good job. It's controlled, but it is a bit soft in the damping. Just like we did with the D-Max, we're teaming up again with Tough Dog Suspension to put a suspension underneath the MU-X. It's going to give us better control, better handling, and a bit more ground clearance for when we get into the rough stuff and in low range off-road conditions. We can't wait to get those things like suspension, tyres, roof racks, the exhaust system, the storage system in the back of the car. Just build this car up just as owners would do when they want to build a perfect touring 4-wheel drive wagon. Hopefully then we can get away from these Melbourne forests, into the outback, into the red dust and the desert country.